Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our CONNECTpreneur Rocket Pitch. CONNECTpreneur is a global community of over 25,000 investors, CEOs, entrepreneurs, business leaders, and professional service providers from around the world. And this year, 2024, is our 13th year of doing CONNECTpreneur forums. During that span, we have hosted over 100 forums such as this. And we've had over 1,400 companies present, with about half receiving funding through investors that they met through our platform. Our CONNECTpreneur investor network now totals over 4,000 accredited and qualified private investors, angels, and family offices who are interested in investing in awesome deals that they can meet through our community and through our events. The bottom line, if you're raising capital now or in the future, let's talk about how our platform and our community may be able to help you. And hopefully today you've already downloaded the program book. The program book has all information on our sponsors and executive summaries of our presenting companies, as well as a list of all the people who have registered. And if you haven't downloaded it yet, no worries. Our team will post the link in the program book into the chat box. I do want to acknowledge our sponsors first and foremost, because they're the ones that make this event free for everybody. We have Next, powered by Shulman Rogers. We'll be hearing from them later. Shulman Rogers. We have Prince William County, Virginia. AEG, Association for Enterprise Growth. We have Refraction, broadcasting from Refraction at the CONNECTpreneur Lounge, which is available for free for any of our community members to come and use. Refraction is a leading co-working community in the Washington, D.C. area, so check them out. The Entrepreneurs Organization, Keiretsu Forum, Maryland Tech Council, Ryan and Wetmore, Citrine Angels, Startup Grind, Georgetown University Entrepreneurship, the Northern Virginia Chamber of Commerce, Enterprise Transformation Solutions, Angels and Life Sciences Investors, and the New Jersey Angels, the Center for Advancing Innovation, FITSE, the Dingman Angels, and the Dingman Center for Entrepreneurship at the University of Maryland, the annual Wharton DC Summit, the Founder Institute, and last but not least, the MIT Alumni Angels Association. Thank you guys so much for your help and supporting us. Also want to let you guys know that we have a bevy of upcoming virtual and in-person events, private investor only fundraising meetings, as well as awesome master classes for our community. So please pay attention to our monthly newsletter, which will be going out on Monday. And we should have most of these events on our website, and also our teammate Emily will be sharing links to register in the chat box on this Zoom call. So without further ado, let me turn it over to today's MC, Skylar Rallison, who is our community manager. Welcome, Sky.
Thanks, Tien. Hello, everyone. Like Tien said, I'm the CONNECTpreneur community manager, so I'm happy to be here with all of you today. What we're going to do is first put up our first investor poll, or first sponsor poll, which is for our awesome sponsors who make our events possible. And while I put that up, I'm going to tell you about a couple other fun things we have going on. So if you're seeking any of the following services, if you'll indicate your interest on the poll, we'll make sure to get you in touch with some of our sponsoring companies and help you get some of those services. So while that is up, I'll tell you about our YouTube channel, which we post all of our presentations on there. And Emily can put the link in that, the link for that in the chat, so you can check it out and subscribe. And as Tien mentioned, we have our virtual rocket pitch coming up in April, and our in-person event coming up on June 13th, which will be at Refraction in Tyson's Corner. I want to remind you that we'll be doing breakout rooms after all 10 presenters today. So you please use those breakout rooms to connect with that presenting company. And just a reminder that it is for that presenting company only. So just please be respectful in there. Our presenters will be posting links to their decks and executive summaries in the group chat, along with their registration info for follow-on investor meetings in the coming weeks. Regarding the group chat, we recommend that you download that chat before you go into breakout rooms and after you go into breakout rooms. That way you can read through them after the event today. One last note is that we'll be polling our investors twice this morning. actually 3 times this morning after our third presenter, after our sixth presenter, and after our 10th presenter. So these polls are for investors only and they're confidential, and we will not be sharing the results with the audience, but we will just share them with the presenting company only. So if you are an investor, we encourage you to please participate in those. So without further ado, I will end this poll. And if you did not get a chance to answer something on there, no worries, because we'll put it up one more time at the end of this meeting. But I would like to introduce our first sponsor, who will be introducing the first 5 presenters we have. So first up, we have Sarah Clasper, and she is from Next, powered by Shulman Rogers, and she is an associate. And Next by Shulman Rogers is disrupting the way that startup law is being performed with package offering on a fixed price basis. So I'll let Sarah tell you a little bit more about that. So without further ado, welcome, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Tien. Thank you, Skylar, and the CONNECTpreneur team for today's great event. We are very honored to be a longtime sponsor and supporter of CONNECTpreneur, a leading global event connecting entrepreneurs, investors, and other members of the startup ecosystem. Next, powered by Shulman Rogers, is an innovative new model for the delivery of legal services. We help a company from their launch through each stage of their growth, and it has been designed from an entrepreneur's perspective. We offer predictable and reasonable legal fees that are packaged into fixed-priced amounts, and our clients work directly with seasoned attorneys through our hands-on legal services model. Additionally, we use a robust technology platform that creates a client-centric experience that is collaborative, efficient, and transparent. I will now introduce the first company today, Armis Biopharma Inc. It is creating 6 new and unique products which have been independently verified by government and private laboratories to eliminate a huge number of bacterial, viral, fungal, and toxic agent threats. Please welcome Randy Hubble, co-CEO.
Well, good morning and thank you. Harmful and resistant pathogens have created an antibiotic-resistant crisis. The military and civil defense also have no solution for treatment of wounds exposed to chemical agents. Armis Biopharma has 3 revenue-ready products for infection-controlled and wound care, and a transformational technology that is under development. The challenge exists with the antimicrobial resistance becoming a global crisis. That's driven by the overuse of antibiotics and introduction of superbugs and new pathogens that we don't have a solution for, such as COVID-19. The World Health Organization and other organizations predict over 10 million deaths and $100 trillion of cost by 2050 associated with this challenge. So Armis has 3 products ready to launch and one that is under development that are all powered by Variox. Variox is a potent single-stop that selectively breaches the wall of the cell to destroy all the contents in a safe and non-toxic way. The 3 products ready for revenue are Armagard, which is an oral appliance cleaner for retainers and sleep apnea devices. You spray it on, wait 3 minutes, and simply rinse it off, and it comes out bright and shiny and odor-free. ArmaCleanse is our surface cleaner for the clinical environment, for hospitals, doctors' offices, as you can imagine the amount of bad stuff that exists there. And then Vericin is a wound care wash to help accelerate the healing of wounds like diabetic foot ulcers, venous ulcers. Under development is Variox Decon, a chemical and biologic warfare decontamination product. One of the forms that it will come in is like a 10 by 10 inch wipe that will wipe down the skin and wound after being exposed to chemical warfare. Those 4 products fit neatly into 4 market segments that all roll up to be a $14 billion worldwide addressable market. So that's the clinical surface disinfectant, the dental cleaning, wound care in humans and animals, and then our chemical warfare agent that's under development and supported by a $20 million contract from the Department of Defense, and the NIH has chipped in $2.3 million as well. So what makes Variox so special? There are a couple things. One is it's got a 6-log kill, which is 99.9999% kill versus what is standard and what you see in your homes is a 3-log kill of 99.9%. It's got great range from MRSA to anthrax and fentanyl, also very safe and easy to use. The company has a great cadence of launch and over the next 4 years. This month, we have partnered with Vivos, a publicly traded company for oral devices, where they will be including Armaguard, our oral cleaner, and recommend in every product they ship, and they also are selling our products on their website. We'll launch into the wound care market and then expand into government and launch our Variox product as well. The company is managed by senior executives with over 150 years of experience, 5 exits, and worth $1 billion. Mike Voss and I have joined most recently as the company pivots to commercial, as Mike and I have significant commercial experience in large companies such as J&J and Boston Scientific, as well as we have commercialized in startup companies that have exited. My most recent exit was Carmel, taking over a $6 million value company out of Carnegie Mellon and listing it on NASDAQ last summer for $150 million. The revenue projections is $7 million this year, $50 million by 2027, at a 5 to 6x multiple of sales. That's a $250 to $300 million exit. The company's raised $60 million so far and has $3.5 million remaining on a $15 million convertible note to build out the commercialization. I invite you to invest, and we thank you and invite you to join us in the breakout room.
Thank you, Randy. Our next company today is Glow Biomedical, which is creating smart eyeglass frames with hidden sensors that capture valuable, clinically meaningful information about our eyes. Please welcome Joshua Park, CEO and co-founder.
Thank you, Sarah. Really appreciate being here. So, like Sarah said, my name is Joshua Park. I'm the CEO of Glow Biomedical, and we are building Blink, a continuous eye health monitoring system. So we're raising $2 million in convertible note. The problem that we figured out with our medical advisory board was that eye tests only capture a single moment in time, right? You go into the doctor's office once a year, they capture data, but eye diseases are chronic. So they're lasting all year round, and the doctor is really in the dark for 12 months out of the year. So he said, how can we solve this problem? How can we get more data to doctors so that they can treat patients better outside of the office? We realized the majority of patients we were trying to treat were already wearing a wearable device, and that was their glasses. So we've spent the last 4 years embedding a ton of technology into our frames, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, temperature, humidity sensors, and cameras, not facing out, but facing in, to monitor the ocular surface. So we take 5,000 images of the eye every single day, stream that data off to our servers, process it so the doctor and the patient can work together to monitor their vision. It's about 30 different diseases that we can monitor by looking at the ocular surface. The first 2 that we're going into is in the pediatric space. The first one is amblyopia, also known as lazy eye. We monitor patch compliance, which is the big risk factor for patients. They need to patch their eye throughout the day. The other disease that we're monitoring is myopia. Myopia is on the rise. It's looking by 20, 30, 50% of kids leaving elementary school will have myopia. So we monitor the 4 risk factors: screen time, outdoor time, frame wear time, and activity level. We monitor all of that so the parents and the doctor can work together to monitor the child's health. Just these 2 markets have a TAM of $5.7 billion. We see ourselves being able to capture at least 100 million of that with these premium practices around the US. We're going B2B2C, so each doctor that we connect with unlocks over 1,000 potential customers for us. The doctor can make $200,000 a year by selling our device in their office, and we can make close to $500,000 per doctor per year. Our financial projections, so looking in 2024 of being post-revenue, which we're really excited about, going up to 2028, nearly $100 million in revenue in this space. We've been working with Kenobi Martins, kind of a pillar of excellence here in Southern California in the med tech space. Been working with them for the last couple of years. We have multiple patents issued as well as some pending. We're super excited to say that we are just FDA cleared as a Class 2 medical device. So we've been working with the FDA for over a year now. And 3 weeks ago, we got classification as a Class 2 medical device. So now we can start selling and onboarding these doctors into our platform. We have an incredible team. I'll mention my CTO, who is on the call today, and we'll probably be talking later in the breakout room. Dr. Creed Jones has startup experience, was at Humana for many years, and you can see all the different companies that we've worked at down at the bottom. We've built an incredible medical advisory board, chair of ophthalmology at Mayo, doctors from Western, the head of pediatric ophthalmology at UCI, the top dry eye doctor in the US at Baylor, and doctors from UCSF as well. Potential exit. So we really see the most likely opportunities in the pharmaceutical. We're currently in contact with Glauco, Santen, and Alcon, so we keep them up to date on what we're doing. Normal acquisition of a med tech company from a pharmaceutical is between $600 and $900 million. So we're raising $2 million at a $15 million post. We've raised 2.95 to date, and this would end up being a 30x return in 2028 at a $600 million acquisition. So in summary, we have a robust patent portfolio managed by Kenobi Martins. We just received Class 2 FDA clearance, and we're really a data-driven company with over 30 different diseases that we can monitor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joshua. The next company I have the pleasure of introducing today is DeepCharge. DeepCharge is revolutionizing energy access with innovative wireless charging solutions, which will change the way that we charge our devices. Please welcome Ralph Hirschberger, General Manager.
Good morning. DeepCharge operates in the wireless charging domain. You may have a little cell phone charger. It's a coaster-sized disc. You plug it in, you put your phone on it at nighttime, it charges. That's the kind of thing we're involved with. But what if you were to have to charge multiple devices, different devices, cell phone, dozens of cell phones, or even hundreds? Just remember this picture at the top middle, that's from one of our client charging rooms right now. DeepCharge has developed 3 simple plug-and-play solutions for a broad range of applications. The first is the energy tile for charging clusters of similar devices. It goes on a desk. It's about the size of a laptop, and you can charge all kinds of different devices concurrently. Charging arrays are for multiple cell phone charging environments. This picture shows a slot on the left, which can accommodate a tablet as well. The third product we have is the rack, which is a shelf-monitored system. That particular unit that we've produced and shipped will charge 288 phones at one time. The process is a technology that's a blend of inductive and resonant charging innovations, which has led to us being able to secure 9 global patents. This is a use case for the energy tile on a desk. You can see here he's charging laptops, monitors. Looks like a tablet on the right, a cell phone. There's even a watch on one of the posts. Some people mount these tiles underneath the desk to save counter space. It works through various thicknesses of various materials. This is an example of how the arrays could be used in any space where there's people waiting, doctors' offices, libraries, airport lounges, hotel VIP lounges, anything where they can leave the phone. Barbershop, one of my local barbershop now. This is the rack. The unit on the left is what we produced and shipped for a customer that reconditions cell phones. This unit has 12 trays. Each tray holds 24 phones, 288 phones at one time. The customer brings in cell phones from multiple carriers, used trade-in phones, approximately 35,000 a day. And you can go back to that first picture of all those cords and wires and outlets. It's been an operational nightmare for us, for them to help get us through this. This is how we see the marketplace. There are other people out there with various types of charging devices. The vertical axis is fully managed, which refers to our ability to integrate software, particularly with a rack, to show the charging status of every phone in every slot. And on the right, you've got high volume charging, and even the disk that they're charging cabinets and carts relies on hardwired connections. There's nothing in the wireless area that has that volume capability. This is our team. Youssef and Ufuk are the inventors of this technology. I came on about a year ago to help with the business management. Joe is our part-time accounting manager, handles all the administrative paperwork, things like that. And on the bottom are several logos of publicity links that we've had with local Maine business exposure. Our revenue is tied to first 2 years based on what we believe we have orders for and hard quotations. Beyond that, we believe that we will be reaching a tipping point, and the acceleration of revenue is strictly constrained only by our ability to scale manufacturing. I have no reservation about the market potential for these products. We're looking for a $2 million seed phase. We think about this in terms of 3 tranches. It's driven primarily on critical activities that have to be done to reach the next level of success. At this point, we are looking for a lead investor, and they will determine the term sheet. We have people who want convertible notes. We have other people who want a priced equity round. Our feeling is the lead investor will get to call the shots in this phase. We focus on accomplishments, not activities, and I think you'll see we've done a great job of building the foundation to move forward. We have, right now, we are building out the rep network, and we have a third-party manufacturer that can take care of our unit requirements well through year 3. And major customer is the rack customer, which we'll talk about in the breakout room. So here's how you can learn more about us, and we look forward to speaking with you in the breakout room. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ralph. At this point, I'm going to launch a poll. As a reminder, this is for investors only. Please only answer if you are actively investing. These are for the first 3 companies that you just saw. The first one is Armis Biopharma, a clinical commercial stage biotech company on a mission to unleash its Barrett's technology for anti-infection, wound healing, and toxic chemical decontamination. The second one is Globe Biomedical. Their innovative product allows patients and doctors to monitor eye health outside of the office. And the one that you just heard from was Deep Charge, which is developing 3 wireless charging products. 1, which is energy tiles for tabletops, 2, arrays for waiting areas, and 3, racks for 288 phone cases, or for phones at once. So we'll leave this poll up for just a couple minutes. And just a reminder, while this is up, about CONNECTpreneur's 2 upcoming events, which are virtual April 25th and in person June 13th in Tyson's Corner, Virginia. So Emily can put those 2 links in the chat so you can check those out. And leave the poll up just for 1 more minute, and then we'll take it down and move on to our next 3 presenting companies. Okay, Sarah, I'll turn it back over to you.
Great, thank you, Skylar. The next company today is Nano Carbon Solutions. Nano Carbon Solutions is commercializing a new and affordable method of producing graphene directly from many carbon starting materials. Please welcome Daniel Wood, Director of Development.
Hey everyone, so it's Daniel Wood with Nano Carbon Solutions, and we make clean, green, scalable graphene. So the big question is, what is graphene? Well, it's a miracle material. It's a single or multiple layers of carbon. If you add up enough, then you get graphite, which is essentially pencil lead. Physicists and mathematicians used to think that it couldn't exist in nature, but it can, and it does. And that's why it won the Nobel Prize about a decade ago. It's extremely strong and has wonderful electrical and thermal characteristics. Exceptionally light, as well as allows for a lot of barrier protection, both from the sun, as well as a lot of other chemicals. So if it's this wonderful material, why is it not being used everywhere? Well, simply put, it's extremely costly. It's costly capital investments, it's costly production facilities, and there's a lot of energy costs involved. But at Nanocarbon Solutions, we're enabling affordable graphene at scale. So who are we? Well, we're a team of engineers, scientists, marketers, and salespeople focused solely on materials research. What is that value that we're actually bringing to the market? Well, we're 10 to 100 times cheaper than our competitors. We're extremely energy efficient, and we found a new use for carbon that doesn't involve burning it. We allow for on-site, on-demand production of graphene, so there's no storage footprint. There's no harmful chemicals. It's essentially just made in water. We own our own IP and have a modular, repeatable, scalable design. And finally, we're focused on in the region for the region. So there's no need to package and ship the graphene. How do we do it? Well, it's with the graphinator. Essentially, it's a single modular electrochemical cell that rips the carbon atoms off of our source material and puts it into water. But there's more to it than that. Because it's modular, you can put all of these individual reactors together, and you essentially have a factory in a box, so you can produce graphene anywhere on site in the world. We own our own IP and have filed more in the EU zone, and we're working on more for the equipment design as well as our process. We've won a Los Alamos National Lab grant for all the characterization of our materials and applied for a $1 million EU grant that we're expecting to hear back in August. We're also working on some SBIR grants for the tune of about $750,000. The target markets that we're really focused on is in electronics, building materials, and automotive, but also other ones like inks, fabrics, filtration, and lubricants. Going back to building materials, which is our core focus right now, is in things like concrete, where it adds 20 to 25% more strength than traditional concrete, but that also means you have to use less concrete and you can get carbon emissions savings. When you move over to things like coatings and paints, it increases the strength as well as has corrosion resistance. So then you can use that in the acrylics market, which can then go after the very expensive silicone market. It's also great when you start talking about EV batteries or batteries in general, allowing for faster charging and much higher capacity. When we talk about the market for graphene, currently in 2024, it's about 265 million. But nanocarbon is placed into graphene oxide. That's our flavor of graphene, which makes up about 50% of the market. We can also make reduced graphene oxide, bumping us up to about 60% of the overall market. Over the next 5 to 6 years, it's looking like about 35% CAGR. So by 2030, it's a $1.6 billion market, and we're positioned at about half of the market utilizing graphene oxide. We have a lot of different customers. We're an approved supplier for Apple, working with TSP Solutions in inks and coatings for their packaging. Through L3 Harris, we have a $25,000 contract awarded for defense electronics, and we're working in building materials, both concrete additives as well as coatings. Our top line revenue is about $500,000 in both contracts and non-dilutive grants. By 2025, we'll have multiple graphinators out, making about $2.2 million worth of graphene, about 18.2 million in 2026. Finally, our funding, our seed round was about $500,000. It allowed us to build the team, file patents, get early adopter customers. We're already at TRL 4 and 5 using coal, and we have a government grant. So we're looking for about $600,000 in angel round funding so we can help more of those early adopter customers, file more patents, and get the graphinators out into market. We really look forward to talking with you guys during the breakout.
Thank you, Daniel. Next, today we have Networks United. Networks United is offering a more streamlined solution for executing ad campaigns across influencer networks. Please welcome Eric Joshua, CEO and founder.
All right, great. Hey everyone, thank you for the intro. This is our seed round presentation. The headline here is that we have 1.1 million in ARR for 2023, and we're raising a $2.5 million convertible note. Networks United at its core is this. We're building a network of influencers for native advertising at scale. What that means is this: marketers don't have a streamlined way to design, purchase, and execute native ad campaigns across influencers. Now, what's a native ad campaign with an influencer? It's when you have an influencer looking into the camera and saying, hey, my audience, click this link. I'm a big believer in this cause. With your support, we can make a huge difference. Those ads are very powerful. The only practical option, if you want to do that, are one-off celebrity influencers. There's no way to efficiently move ad dollars at scale from things like TV and paid search to a broader set of influencers. And we can do that for a tenth or less of the cost from what we've seen. So our solution is twofold. The first is a one-stop shop for native ad campaign design, purchase, and execution across blue chip influencer cohorts. We'll give you an example of that, of one of our first campaigns in a minute with a lot of NFL quarterbacks that you'll recognize. The second is a native ad exchange, where we exponentially grow our influencer cohorts to tap into this scale. There's a vast untapped pool of influencers with 5 to 100,000 followers because they're not organized. We have $7 billion of ad spend that goes to 4% of all influencers because there's no efficient way to get to the rest. So we're building a network. And we're doing that in a way that's driven by making it easy for influencers to make money by being authentic and meaningful. Our long-term play for this is to leverage our blue chip influencer cohorts to expand to second tier and third tier and fourth tier influencers and propagating from there, then open it up as a native ad exchange. That's what this is. I can get to a lot more of this in due diligence with anyone who's interested. This is an example of how huge what we're doing is. We produced this campaign for Stay Here, a suicide prevention organization. We delivered it through our quarterback blue chip cohort, and it went out on social media.
Every 40 seconds, someone dies from suicide. Let's unite together to change this.
You matter.
Stay here.
We have to have hope. We've always had hope.
Our hope.
Every 40
So this video got 225 million views. It cost only $100,000 of ad spend. It would cost $1 million for the same reach, which is 2 times what a Super Bowl ad would get. This was powerful. You'll recognize some of the people on there: Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Tom Brady. This is one of our blue chip cohorts. We're at market. We're leveraging these people to build networks of smaller influencers. And we have this for more than just quarterbacks. We've signed our first 3 customers for 1.1 million in ARR. 2023, we plan to grow to 6.7 million this year. Our experienced team rests on 4 pillars: media tech, technology, partnerships, and very strong execution. We have a track record of ROI to investors. Our round is a note, so we're raising 2.5 million at 25,000 minimum investment, and there's a $30 million cap. For those who invest by April 12th, there's a 25% discount to the next round price. So please take a picture of this slide. I will put my contact info in chat. I just did that. So feel free to reach out to us if you're interested and if you want to connect and find out more. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Eric. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our next partner who will be introducing our next 5 companies. So we have Debbie Klein, who is the co-founder and chief of customer success at Buzzy Rocket. She's an expert in creating that certain elusive magic that drives explosive growth at the intersection of companies and customers. Her background includes executive level positions at both public companies and startups, where she has proven over and over again that her passion, drive, and results-oriented perspective get it done. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Debbie.
Hi there. Thanks for having me, Skylar and Tian. We founded Buzzy Rocket over 12 years ago with the mission of helping startups grow and scale their business. We focus on getting startups in front of early stage customers and growth acceleration. We have decades of firsthand experience, and we've worked with over 100 startups to date. We deliver big agency marketing expertise faster, smarter, and more effectively. I'm thrilled to first introduce from Perfectly Snug, Jason Elliott. Perfectly Snug provides better sleep with its patented bed climate control system, the Smart Topper. So let's welcome co-founder and president Jason Elliott to tell us more about how they improve the quality of sleep for over 1,300 happy customers and how a better night's sleep means a better life.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to present today. Perfectly Snug provides better sleep with our bed climate control system, the Smart Topper. Now, how many of you would like to sleep better? You know, I was a terrible sleeper. I was always too hot, and tossing and turning was ruining my health and my productivity. I tried everything, different mattresses, bedding, fans, but nothing helped. And you know, I'm not alone. Many people sleep too hot, too cold, suffer night sweats, or disagree with their spouse about the temperature of the bedroom. And my struggle motivated us to create a product to give relief to hot sleepers and to help everyone sleep better. The Perfectly Snug Smart Topper is air conditioning for your bed. The Smart Topper is a 2-inch layer that goes on top of your bed, on top of your mattress, under the fitted sheet. And internal fans propel air under and against your body, and the amount of cooling or heating automatically adjusts based on built-in sensors to keep you at your preferred temperature all night long. Our patented technology reduces tossing and turning, it eliminates night sweats, and menopausal women can experience relief from hot flashes. And for couples, each person gets the temperature that they need. Temperature is the biggest disruptor of sleep, and our target market are hot sleepers, couples who disagree about temperature, and menopausal women. A 10% market share of this segment represents an obtainable market of $2.3 billion per year in North America. And you know, every mattress company describes their mattresses as cool or cooling, but they don't actually cool. These mattress companies are responding to customer demand for cooling, but they don't have a real solution. Our primary competitors, as shown here, have bulky floor-mounted control boxes that pump water through plastic water-filled pads on the bed. These pads are susceptible to water leaks, condensation, and mold. With our product, there is no possibility of leaks. There's no external box or ugly hoses or pipes to the bed. And furthermore, we exhaust excess humidity from the sleep environment, keeping the sleeper cool and dry all night. Customer satisfaction is very high, with people describing the product as life-changing. I myself no longer struggle to sleep. Instead of constant sleep disruption, I now sleep through the night. We've sold over 1,300 units and have a revenue of $1 million in the last 12 months. We've started initial relationships with large retailers and bedding brands. We expect a revenue of $2.7 million in 2024 and to grow to $80 million by 2028 when we're targeting an exit. We sell direct to consumer through our website and anticipate future retail and brand partnerships. And as for the team, Marty founded 2 high-tech product-based companies with successful exits at 10x and 19x return. I have developed many products and managed large engineering and manufacturing teams, Kodak, and as a VP of R&D at Schneider Electric Solar. And Mark Quinn has held senior marketing positions at major mattress companies and personally knows almost everyone of importance in the mattress industry. He literally wrote the book on mattress retailing. Mm-hmm. We are seeking an equity investment of $900,000 for preferred shares, and Marty and I have personally invested over $1 million of our own money at the current offer share price. You know, I have the privilege to talk with sleep-deprived people every day and help them overcome their suffering. Melanie in Maryland says, the only time in 60 years I've been able to sleep through the night. And Hugh in Canada says, it has been a lifesaver. How often do you come across a product that actually changes lives? We hope you're inspired to help people sleep and improve their health and well-being, and we'd love to see you in our breakout room. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jason. Okay, I'm now going to put up our second investor poll. And just a reminder, this is for investors only. Please only answer this poll if you are currently actively investing. This is for our previous 3 companies that you just saw, starting with Nanocarbon Solutions, who enables sustainable materials by making low-cost, high-quality graphene at scale. Networks United, who is a scalable native ad exchange for marketers to market through influencers. And who you just heard from, which was Perfectly Snug, which is providing better sleep with its bed climate control system, the Smart Topper. So we will leave this investor poll up for just a second And while that is up, I want to remind everyone to please make sure that you save the chat before you exit out of Zoom today, because then you will get all the private messages and all the messages that were sent in there today. So in order to do that, you'll click on the chat button and make sure that's open. And then in the bottom right, you'll see 3 little dots that you can click on, and you can click Save Chat. So a reminder to do that. And then one more reminder is that after the next 4 presenting companies, we will open up breakout rooms, and each company that you've heard from will host their own breakout room. And you'll be able to go in and out of any of the breakout rooms for about 30 to 45 minutes and talk with the companies and ask them questions. So with that, we will close this poll and turn the time back over to Debbie to introduce our final 4 companies.
Great. And thanks for a great presentation, Jason. I'm heavily considered crawling back into bed with one of your smart toppers there. I'm excited now to introduce Tim Ireland from QDAC. QDAC is a cloud-based fintech SaaS solution supporting the next generation of financial advisors and institutional wealth managers. Fintech professionals use QDAC's AI assistant and powerful financial modeling tools to answer questions about the market, develop superior client communications, launch robo-advisors, and manage existing client accounts. Let's welcome Tim Ireland, Chief Product Officer, to share more about this exciting solution.
Thank you so much. I'm here to talk to you all today about something that's happening right now all around us, and that's going to affect all of us and our kids. And that is an enormous wealth transfer. This is the largest wealth transfer that's ever happened in the history of the United States. More than $60 trillion are going to change hands in the next 20 years, and this presents a huge problem for the wealth management industry. 90% of the time, this wealth leaves the financial advisor's portfolio through the inheritance process. QDAC was founded as a software platform to help financial advisors overcome this challenge, to help them connect with the next generations and improve the efficiency of their practice. We're about harnessing the power of AI and financial technology to enable financial professionals to make that connection with the next generation, to cost effectively scale the growth of their practice, and to personalize the investment process for all of their clients. We want financial advisors and wealth managers to be able to spend their time focused on the things that matter. And our solution has 3 components to it that serve this goal. The first is a model library. You can think of this as a marketplace where, as a financial advisor, you can view all sorts of very advanced investment models and choose the appropriate ones to meet your client's needs. We are agnostic. We provide some of our own models, but we also partner with the best third-party model providers so that the financial advisor's clients get the best possible investment experience. We have a software platform for registered investment advisors to manage their clients' accounts, to access live financial data and news, and to access extremely powerful AI tools that can help save them time and act as a co-pilot for investigating all of the data that they have at their fingertips. And then we have a commercial API. We've developed a lot of our own AI technology internally, and this API allows other products and other services to integrate with the tools that we've developed. This market opportunity is enormous. There are more than 14,000 SEC registered RIA firms in the United States. That's firms, not advisors. And these firms together manage a combined total of more than $120 trillion of assets. Existing solutions are often locked to a specific vendor or to a specific brokerage firm. Additionally, they lack these sophisticated investment models or have models that only focus on the products provided by the brokerage firm. And no one in this space has the kind of AI-powered features that QDAC has. These include things like an AI chat that advisors can talk to interact with the data from their clients and get extremely accurate, fully cited and compliance-ready reports on all of the news and financial data in their database. We have a lot of market traction here. There are more than 100 advisors using the product, and we have become the exclusive partner for executing NASDAQ Dorsey Wright models. Additionally, we have a very successful pilot with Quebec Wealth Management, an ultra-high net worth, multi-billion-dollar registered investment advisory firm. We have multiple other firms that we're bringing onto the platform. Our team is extremely well suited for this domain. We come from decades of experience in the quantitative hedge fund industry and experience managing more than $1.6 billion of assets for investors. And so we've spent a long time building the right sort of technology to help financial advisors and other experts in finance. We're currently raising a $2.5 million seed round as a convertible note with a 20% discount to the next price round. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the breakout room.
Wow, Tim, that was incredibly impressive numbers and incredibly impressive solution. Thank you so much. We are going to move now. I'd like to introduce Saram Alavi from Traderware. Traders is is a social finance and AI-driven education technology platform, transforming how investors discover, engage, learn, and invest more consistently with a dynamic and collaborative approach. Whether investors are seeking like-minded peers, refining strategies, want to glean insights from fellow investors, or capitalize on opportunities in emerging markets, Traderverse is the ultimate platform to enrich their investment journey. Please welcome Sarim, founder and CEO, who will share more.
Awesome. You guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So there is a phenomenon on the rise and it's spreading like wildfire, and we call it social trading. According to our research, we grew from less than 100 million traders to almost 742 million traders in a span of 7 years. And with that growth, new and young mind came to the market, bringing in their own style of trading, which is known as social trading. Currently, there are 300 million people who socially trade out there. According to an article by Forbes, 80% of young adults take their financial advice from social networks, which is scary because $2.7 billion were lost just in last 3 years in social scams. Social networks are noisy and spammy, and full of malicious actors. But the demand for social trading is not slowing down at all. Actually, it's increasing exponentially. People are joining more Discord, more Telegrams, more Twitters, and to discuss more and more financial insights. Before we started developing our platform, we did extensive research to identify 50 different companies who attempted a social finance network in this space. And here are the top 10 that traders still like to use as of now. And before I even explain how we are different from them, let me explain an approach to you. There are 2 approaches to social systems. One is called content first approach, and Twitter is a great example of that. On Twitter, you could be totally anonymous and still have substantial following by inserting your voice into right trends and behind right people. Like keep posting behind Elon Musk and you might get some followers with that, and you could be totally anonymous. Well, the other approach to social system is people first. It's all like LinkedIn is a great example of people first approach, and it's all about users' career, education, certification, experience, and all those things, and then they insert their voice somewhere. Most of the systems that are out there right now are Twitter for traders. We are the only LinkedIn for investor solution that is being built for the people themselves. Other than that, these are the 5 things that make us totally unique, basically. Discoverability. We allow traders to discover each other based on their trading styles, based on their interest, and based on their investment portfolio. So let's say you invest in Microsoft and Apple. If you want to try to find somebody who also invests into those stocks, you can on our platform. Like you can do any matching on LinkedIn as well. We have a governance AI that validates credibility of the user itself. So whenever somebody posts something, we measure their social behavior and their investment behavior and give them certain clarity points. We have 20+ collaborative tools where traders can interact with each other in more engaging fashion. And all our algorithms are tailored towards progressive learning, recommending content, tools, and people based on where you are in your trading journey and not by what you watched recently, maybe cat videos, whatever it is. The last thing that makes us different is most of our competition are brokerages themselves, and they charge for transaction fees and stuff like that. We didn't want you to be in that business. We actually integrate with the best exchanges, brokerages, and wallets in the market that has an access to almost 100 million users. our AI identified different behaviors of traders basically and giving them certain badges and certain different traits overall. And we identified these personalities. Hey, this guy's a chartist or versus a swing trader or whatever it is. This data is extremely valuable. We had a meeting with NYSE and NASDAQ, and we have a meeting today with Miami Exchange as well. This data is extremely valuable to customize product market fit for certain solutions. And we are working towards different partnership with these providers. With 1.2 million raised, we were able to build this platform in 18 months with for a release a product in 18 months. We have 24,000 people in our waiting queue and have 40 dev engineers trained in financial markets that builds a product. We graduated from 2 most prestigious programs in Accelerator from Amazon and Microsoft. Our product itself has 4 revenue channels, from advertising for freemium users and going up to subscription and commission and B2B. Subscription has 4 tiers from $999 to a $150 plan on our platform. We have an exceptional team with remarkable background and diverse experience. In this round, we are looking to raise from $500,000 to $3 million round to expand our infrastructure to adopt more users. Right now, we have 24,000 users, but as soon as we give them some invites, they want to invite up to 100 to 200,000 users. So we want to scale for that. So that's what we are looking for. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Impressive numbers you're sharing there. I'm excited to learn more about that. Next, I'd like to introduce John Sharkey from Victory Base. Victory Base Corporation has created an innovative new ownership model with a portfolio of residential communities. Their offering has been filed with the SEC, allowing them to sell shares to non-accredited residents. Their residents have the flexibility of renters, but with the upside of real estate investors. By owning shares, their interests align with the company's goals. Let's welcome John Sharkey, Chief Operating Officer, to tell us more. John, I think we're ready.
Hey, how are you? Sorry about that. I had a little problem there unmuting myself, but
I
am super happy to be here and present at CONNECTpreneur. Victory Base was formed at a military experience. So Tom Packman was the founder, myself, Justin Allen, who presented earlier this month. We're all military members, and so this is really where Victory Base came from. It was from the military experience. Let me tell you a little bit about it. So military life is predictably unpredictable. Service members move every 2 to 3 years. So the opportunity for home ownership and to build equity through home ownership is just very, very challenging, because you really can't, if you buy a home, 2 to 3 years isn't enough to get into the money and get into the equity of home ownership. So I like to say that folks, they protect the American dream in the military, but they can't partake in it. So the other options you can do when you're moving from base to base to base, wherever Uncle Sam sends you, is to rent a home or to live on base. Well, you never build equity doing that, especially if you're doing it over time, over a career. So one thing I do want to note, that even though this is very applicable to military life, the market for it is much, much bigger. So the real problem lies into the long-term financial impact that folks have when they rent for a long time. So homeowners wind up having a 40-time greater net worth than renters over time. So this is a big problem that needs to be addressed, and we decided to address it really with an entree through the military life and the military lifestyle, because that's what we knew. So in order to make this happen, we had to go, everybody's got to live somewhere. So we decided to go out and acquire great Class A single family homes and apartments across near military bases across the country. Residents are going to manage their own home in a way, not everything, but we've developed an operating platform to allow them to decrease our operating expenses and to manage the house that they live in, because that's the most efficient. On the first of every month, just like everybody either pays a mortgage or pays rent, they are going to pay an equity-based payment, which we'll get into on the next slide. but a portion of their payment every single month will go toward buying shares of the company, which has exposure to the real estate that they live in and other real estate across the portfolio. Let me tell you a little bit about what we call kind of our secret sauce in a way is equity based, which is a split payment that allows residents to pay. Equity and base is a term that we came up with. Equity base, equity being stock ownership, base being effectively very similar to a rent that covers standard expenses. I'd like to point to the bottom left of the screen there. That is a community that we own in South Carolina. If there were a similar community across town, somebody may pay $2,200 in rent. If they live in our community, they'll pay $2,100 in a base payment and invest $100 into Victory Base Corporation. So the difference is, well, how can you charge less or give a discount to the effective rent? Well, we're going to save money through what we call the ownership mindset, and that's the key to our business. So we developed a platform, a management platform that allows the residents to manage a lot of their the things that go on through ownership of a home and living in a home through our tech platform. So this decreases the operating expense, which really makes up a lot for that discount. So where are we? Well, we are poised to scale. So we've got 2 residential real estate assets that are fully stabilized. One's in South Carolina, one's in upstate New York. They're both Class A, beautiful properties. We've created a operating platform, or a tech platform, if you will, that really enables the ownership mindset. And we have an offering, a financial instrument that allows the residents to buy into Victory Base Corporation, which is a vehicle for them to build wealth over time. So the investment opportunity that we're looking for is we're seeking right now to raise $25 million. Very simply, 23 of that is going to go into single family home acquisition. $1 million is going to go into tech development, improving our operating platform, and $1 million is going to go into expanding the team out. So we really want to highlight that we are poised for scalability because we have been working on this for about 4.5 years and are ready to grow. So this is a snapshot of our leadership. Tom Paquin, myself, Justin Allen, we've got some cool guy shots of us doing cool things in the military. We look forward to hearing from any and all of you in the breakout room, and thank you much for your time.
John, thanks for telling us about this very needed solution, and thank you to you and your team for your service.
Thank you.
Saeed Babai is joining us from Veritech Biosciences. Veritech Biosciences was founded in 2020 with a mandate to develop an at-home saliva-based rapid antigen COVID test for COVID-19 detection and monitoring. Post-COVID, they pivoted to premium specialty testing lab with commercialization and market access capabilities. Please welcome Saeed, founder and CEO, who's going to tell us more about their mission to transform patient care with innovative and disruptive testing solutions.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Happy to be here. Today, I'll be commenting on our mental health franchise, but also we have a very extensive and exciting pipeline, near-term revenue generation in the early cancer diagnostic as well. So on the mental health front, one of the major concerns in a mood disorder, specifically with a bipolar, is the diagnosis of this disease that typically takes about 6 to 10 years to appropriately diagnose. The prevalence of the major depression is about 25 million in Canada, in the US, and 10 million with a bipolar alone, and affects about 2.5% of the population. The economical impact of the misdiagnosis and therapeutics and the lack of productivity exceeds 225 billion. And the current methods are subjective based on the assessments of the questionnaires from the patients with only 50% accuracy. We have a very elegant approach where we actually will receive the blood samples from the ordering physicians. We process the blood sample in our laboratory using advanced genomics, where we extract the DNA, RNA, sequence the genes associated with the diagnosis of the disorder, use a cloud computing, a proprietary AI, where through this cloud computing, a report will be generated and simply sent to the ordering physician. This is clinically validated. It's very fast. It takes only a few days. with over 80% accuracy. The market access for bipolar is over $1 billion in both Canada and the US and is very much expanding. In terms of the competition, most of the devices that is being used in the market is quite expensive. It requires a very sophisticated and a trained practitioner to utilize those devices, poor adoption due to the cost and utility of those. And there's only one blood test is been competing with ours with lower accuracy, taking much longer, and only with a limited access in the United States. We have a patent technology on this blood test that across 3 families, about 10 patents filed globally, where we have licensed this for North American rights. We have institutions, about 8 of them top tier, that have adopted, and they're willing to work with us to expand the clinical utility of the test. And we have a very strong key opinion leader engagements. We do also have a pipeline within the mental health beyond the mood disorders, and as I indicated in the early cancer diagnostic. Our team is quite multidisciplinary in both business and financial and scientific. Myself, I have 2 exits to multinationals in the area of biologics, mostly in the therapeutics. I'm joined with our very renowned genomic scientist, Dr. Mo Akbari, that leads the Genomic Center at Women's Hospital in Toronto, and Mark Berkman with Medtronic, and exit there, and 2 very superb board of directors with Amazon Laboratory during COVID time, and IBM Watson, and 3 key opinion leaders and a clinician scientist, ensuring our path in the clinical utility and adoption by major institutions is sound and on track. In terms of our revenue model, we're predominantly targeting the private healthcare, which is employer-based in both Canada and the US. But exciting enough, we're also interacting with biopharmaceutical, where they're developing drugs for mood disorder, and they can significantly benefit from our test, ensuring the correct patients are actually enrolling in the trials and is continuing to monitor post the approval of their compound. We expect our revenues to exceed 25 million by year 4 of the launch. And the revenue shown here in this slide does compose our entire pipeline of the mood disorder, the bipolar, cancer genomic, and also the wellness. We're raising $5 million for the product launch. We have no technical or regulatory risk. We're ready to go. This money is for the launch in 2 markets. We have $500,000 from the existing investors. Previously, we have raised $1 million, and we expect our exit to be within a 3-year horizon, most likely with the strategic acquisitions as opposed to IPO, but IPO is also an option. Thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to see you in the breakout.
Thanks so much, Saeed. Okay, I'm gonna launch our last investor poll. Reminder for investors only, if you're currently actively investing, please respond to this poll. This is for interested investors for our previous 4 companies that you just saw. We have QDeck, who is a next generation platform offering AI tools and investment models for financial professionals. Traderware, who is an AI-driven social finance network transforming how investors discover, engage, learn, and collaborate. Victory Base, who offers an alternative ownership option that lets renters to build equity. And Veritech Biosciences, who you just heard from, who is a specialty genomic testing lab with focus on early cancer diagnostic and mental health. So please indicate your interest in these companies, and very shortly we are going to open up breakout rooms for each of these 10 companies that you just heard from. And you can go in and out of the breakout rooms as you wish. You'll see Tien will open up the breakout rooms, and there'll be a button on the bottom of your toolbar where you have mute, stop video, all that stuff. There'll be another button that says breakout rooms. Just a reminder that these breakout rooms are for our presenting companies. So please be respectful of that and keep it focused on the presenting company and what they are doing today. And I'm sure they would love to hear from you. So with that being said, I will turn it over to Tien to open up the breakout rooms.